Alright, so today I had one of my big epiphany ideas. You know when I have an epiphany, I'm always coming up with crazy shit. But this is actually pretty genius, I think. This is going to be like the internet big. People are going to look back on this video one day and say, holy shit, he knew what was coming. Because I fucking knew. Alright, so I can even walk you through how I came by this process. And it all started, I was driving to work, and there's this school bus event thing that was on the side of the road. They're talking about stuff in the bus, and I figured, what is that? What do they stuff in the bus? Is it like a bunch of people that get on a bus and they all do something together, like talk on the bus? Like, and I was, wait a minute, remember when we used to ride the bus? Like, how comfortable those bus seats were? That was like one of the most comfortable seats you ever had. Like, when everybody gets off the bus and you got the whole thing to yourself, and you kind of lean back in it, you put your arm up on, I guess, this side, if you're, depending on which side of the bus you're on. Kind of lay back, put your legs up. You know, you're talking to your friends, and like that's one of the best times in the world when you're talking to your friends. So I was like, I was thinking how nobody talks anymore. Like we're all into our phones, on the internet, and like I was thinking about how the internet kind of broke down the barriers between countries and people that live far apart. And I was thinking like the problem is that everybody's close together doesn't really talk. Like people that live in the same area, they don't really talk anymore. People don't visit each other like they used to do. People used to always like go over and visit. You'd have people come over and you get out your good china and shit. But nobody does that anymore. So then I was watching this video of this comedian doing crowd work. Crowd work's when you're like, you don't have a lot of jokes planned and you just talk to the audience. So you mainly start with the front row and you ask people things like where are they from, what you do for a living, who you here with, that's your girlfriend, like how do y'all know each other, how long you been together, stuff like that. So you come up with all this information about people, and it kind of breaks the ice, and it makes a reason for you to talk to people. So I was thinking, like, how would you, like, if you had, like, a comedian everywhere you went, if you had a crowd of people, you'd need, like, one comedian for, like, 30, 40 people. He could, like, you know, break the ice and get the conversation started. So, like, how would we do that? So, back in the 80s, when the internet was first formed, I'm assuming the conversation went something like, on this show, Halt and Catch Fire. This is one of my favorite TV shows. People have asked me to make a video about my favorite TV shows. This is one of them. There's a quote here. This guy's teaching this class in college, and he says, tell me something about computers that will be true 10 years from now. And one guy's talking about how they will simulate the actions of neurons more closely and replicate a brain. And he's like, yeah, whatever. And he talks to this other girl, and she says, computers will be connected together across one network with a standard protocol. And he says, like on phone lines? He says, yeah, like, of course it'd be like phone lines. So that's kind of how they predicted the internet. I don't know if that's exactly how it went down, but back when, I don't know who the guy that invented the internet. It wasn't, what's his name, Al Gore. It was somebody else. But they had this standard protocol across phone lines and this whole network. But they started out with like a backbone, and it kind of branched out and stuff. So they kind of saw how it was going to go. So then, like, the countries started talking to each other, and everything became like, we have memes now, you know, social networking and things. So here's how I think the next wall will be broken. We need a way to see things about other people before we engage with them. Like, we need the icebreakers, like I was talking about, right? Back in the Big Brother, when they had like cameras were going up everywhere on street corners and stuff, everybody was saying like the government's watching us, they're getting all our information, there's too much cameras and everything, and they're going to like do facial recognition on us and stuff, right? But then ironically they would go on Facebook and they would post like all of their favorite things, and here's a bunch of pictures of me, here's my family, here's where I live and stuff. So they kind of want their information out there, they just don't want the government to have it. So it's kind of like, if you have too much information, people were saying like it would like swamp the government or Big Brother, like they couldn't keep track of everything because there's so much out there. Just put everything out there, and then there's too much to wade through almost. So there's this webcomic I read. It's it's a Korean guy wrote webcomic or webtoons. It's on webtoons. The webcomics are kind of like amateur mangas, and there's one called The Gamer I've talked about before. And how it works is this guy's got the abilities of a gamer. And he looks at people and he can see, like, above their head, it'll say what level they are. And kind of he can observe things and get information about it. So I was thinking if we eventually get to where we have neural implants or bionic eyes or like the Google glasses, something like that, where you have like an augmented reality overlay in front of your vision, Like if you looked at me, you'd have something right about here, and it would say like how old I am. Or it would get all your stuff that you put out there, like on Facebook. It would say how old you are, what's your interest, what movies have you just seen recently, what books did you just read, like do you stream, do you like post YouTube videos. It would tell you all this stuff. What are your favorite hobbies, sports, anything like that. And you just look at people and you would see, or maybe you could have it filtered to where you would light up people that you would probably have a good conversation with. Or maybe like, I really want to talk about the movie Free Solo. Has anybody seen that? And you just look around a crowd and they would light up the people that have seen it, and you can go talk to them. Or you could say, I just want to talk about people that haven't seen it yet. Like, oh, this guy likes mountain climbing, but he hasn't seen it yet, so I'm going to talk to that guy. And it'll be like in your brain or your glasses or whatever, you could see beforehand, like, and the people would get used to it. Like, they would kind of expect random strangers to come up and talk to them because they know that all their information's out there. Kind of like if you go on one of these dating websites, you can look at their bio and see like, oh, this is all the movies I like, this is all the TV shows I like and stuff. That'd be pretty dope. I think that's going to be the next way to break down walls. It's going to be like the new internet, Internet 2.0. What would you call it? People stats. Or no, wait, it's not really stats. I don't know. You got to invent the bionic eye and shit first, I think, because you don't want to have your glasses like laying around. Google glasses are probably really expensive. That's going to be the next big thing. You can look back in this video and say you saw it here first. Yeah, icebreakers. Just call it icebreakers. Yeah. Fucking A. Icebreaker technology.